Let's talk about vitamins and minerals. One of the first things people tell me when it comes to vitamins and minerals is that cheap or artificial vitamins and minerals will not absorb, and that you have to buy the expensive vitamins and minerals that are in some form of a food state or some form of a food matrix, complex, whatever you want to call that. Now, the first thing I want to say is that yes, you will probably get better absorption if you use these products. But the second thing I want to say, and I want to state this empirically, is that you will absorb a artificially produced vitamin and mineral. And let me just show you some of the studies that were done. If you look on the screen here, you'll see that in Bangkok in 2003, a study was completed on people with HIV. Now, this is, if you look at the sample size and if you look at the sample that was used, the people here had CD4 counts of below 200. They were really ill already because of their HIV, and they were given a cheap, this is the study title, a cheap multi-nutrient. Now that means it was an artificial multi-nutrient. And what did they find? That the survival of these HIV-infected people was enhanced. Let's have a look at another study. This is in Tanzania. This is 1,078 pregnant women that were tested in Tanzania. They were also given some nutritional supplements, but basic stuff. You must remember now, not big funding was poured into this to pay for expensive, fancy supplements. And this is a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial in Dar es Salaam. So we're talking about a good design here. And what they found was that the multivitamins delayed the progress of the HIV disease. This is very important, because I'm just mentioning HIV here because I'm just using a severe disease to make a point. And the second thing they found was that there was a low-cost means of delaying the introduction of antiretroviral therapy. The second study that was done also in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania had a look at blood profile, but specifically anemia. Well, that is like loss of red blood cells in your circulation. And what they found was that multivitamin supplementation caused significant improvement in hematologic status, or just the people's blood profile started looking better with the use of multivitamins. So in general, if you just look at the summary of studies that were done on micronutrients and HIV, once again, I'm just noting HIV purely as an example. When it comes to Nucleo, we're looking at a wider audience. Anybody can use this product. But micronutrients and HIV support CD4 counts, decreases mortality, slows the disease progression, decreases disease symptoms, and increases overall sense of well-being. How many vitamins and minerals do we have in Nucleo? Well, we've got 12 vitamins in 50 to 70% of the adult RDA. We have 12 minerals in 25% of the adult RDA. And you'll see now why it wasn't necessary for me to make it very high percentages. There's a reason for this. So, the question now, multivitamins have been used in trials. Has Nucleo been tested? Have we done something with it? Well, we've started. We did a very small pilot study at a multinational packaging company in South Africa. And what we found, it was a small sample, it's just a pilot. What we found is that there is increased weight in the patients with HIV that were taking the product, and that they had a subjective feeling of well-being, which may not sound very scientific to you, but is something that is very, very important. Because the moment that you start feeling better and you report that you're feeling better, something is happening in your body. Now let me move on to probably one of the core, or one of the most important core principles of this product. And this is something that I've now been studying for the last few years, and I've seen really is a problem in people all over the world, but specifically in the patients and the people that I've seen over the last few years in South Africa, and that is the intestine. And how important, or I call it the gut link, how important the gut link is in your health and your well-being.